All right, good morning, everyone. I've got 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and begin. We'll stand for, please, a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for a new day, and we thank you for your presence here among us as we consider and discuss and make decisions about county business. We ask for your direction and wisdom as we consider each agenda item and what's best for this community. Thank you for those who serve in the capacity as elected officials and employees, our first responders, and thank you for those that are here just because they are interested in county business and want to contribute to the betterment. We ask that you would bless this agenda and each item on here. We just turn this agenda over to you. In Christ's name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, welcome everyone. This is our first meeting of the month of June 2018. Today is the 11th and it's just after 9 a.m. We'll begin with item number 1. This is public comments time, where we invite any comments or requests for information on non-agenda items in accordance with our Open Meetings Act. And I have one request to speak from Chief Jerry Clark of the Sugar Hill Volunteer Fire Department. And Chief, would you like to address the court at this time?
Just wanted to announce that we do have the new Brush 22 back in service. We got it back from Cabot, Arkansas. Everything's fine on it. We've had it on a couple calls already, working fine. And I brought it for y'all to inspect and see how the taxpayer dollars were spent.
Well, give us a little background on this so the people that aren't familiar with these terms know what it is that you're talking about and what led us here to today.
Well, as everyone knows, the county gives us a new cab and chassis every 5 or 6 years to keep the trucks operational. What we had to do is we had a 17-year-old equipment on a truck. We took it to Cabot, Arkansas. They manufacture fire trucks. What we found as soon as we got up there is our tank was beyond repair, so we had to replace the tank. A lot of the items on the truck were salvageable, the hose reel, the motor. We had to replace the impeller and the pump. It had gone bad. They replaced the boxes and did a lot of other things that we needed, new lighting. So it brought it up to speed to 2018 versus what we had was a 2000 model fire truck. So it's well lit up. You can see it at night, you can see it in the daytime. And they actually put what they call chevron striping on the back of it, so if it's out on the interstate, you can see it. So we did a lot of things on it that protect the public and protect our firefighters. So it's a pretty neat truck, and so we just brought it up so you could see it.
Okay, good deal. Thank you. So good for another 17 years, right? or thereabouts. All right, thank you, Chief. I'm going to skip over item number. I'm waiting on a speaker, right? And I don't see her in the audience yet. I'm going to jump from, now I'm going to go take care. Oh, she is here. I'm here. There you are. Okay, I didn't see you come in. Didn't see you come in. I apologize. Let's go to item number 2 and approve our minutes from our May 25th special meeting of the Commissioners Court. That was our second and final meeting of the month of May.
Make a motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Applewhite to approve those minutes.
Second.
And a second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 3. This is a pleasant agenda item here. We have a presentation. I've got on here the agenda by Ray Barrett because Ray had asked to put this on the agenda, but I understand that Judge Paula Dyke is going to be here and make some statements. Is that correct?
I guess.
You guess? Well, if you want to work it out with Ray and let me know, we'll... All right, well, come on down.
you want me to stay right here?
Sure, so we can hear you through the mic.
Okay. Well, I need those. Okay. Now, I need to clarify, March 19th, 2003, Jewel Lee, is that when you started working at the Sheriff's Department? Or is that whenever you started working at the Constable's office? 2003.
2003,
Sheriff's Office, okay. Jewel Lee is our friend. I just want you to know, he's helped us so much over the years. He worked at the prison, and then he went to work for the Sheriff's Department, and I don't know how long he worked there, but after he worked for the Sheriff's Department, he came as a, I guess you call it a reserve deputy constable for Clevie Johnson. And whatever the date was that he did that, that's what I'm not sure. But anyway, just so y'all know, he has helped us, served Titus County, served Precinct 2, free for many, many, many years. And he did it out of the goodness of his heart because he's a good fella. And he's been helpful to us. He's kept us safe in our office. He's been a friend to us. Julie is my friend. And he's been a friend to a lot of people in Titus County. And we just want to recognize him. He retired, I guess, last month or so. And retired, I guess he had already retired, officially retired, but he didn't retire, and he helped us. And we just want to honor him for all his help to our office, and I just want y'all to know how much I appreciate all he's done for us over the years. And Ray got you this plaque, and my office is giving you something also. And so we appreciate you, and we love you, Julie. Everybody clap your hands.
Well, can you tell us how long he's actually served as a volunteer out of those many, many years?
How long have you actually served as a volunteer, Joel?
I started with, back in 2001.
2001?
When I went to Ranger Academy, Bridge Creek, I was working then at the reserve store.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, with much appreciation. Oh, yeah, and before that, he's, just so you know, he's an old fella. He's done a lot of stuff. He volunteered at the fire department, too. I don't know for how many years. How many years?
That was 15.
15 years, volunteer. This is the epic volunteer right here. Anyway. This is from JP2's office. Made by yours truly.
Ooh, look at here.
And my husband.
Yeah, let's get a picture with who should be in the picture. Let's get one with their department,
Everybody.
and then maybe one with any commissioners that are interested, but at least the department. Pretty good. Congratulations. Congratulations. Nice deal. Who do you want in the picture? Just tell them where to get.
I'm pretty good at that. Okay, y'all come up there. There you go.
I'm gonna let them get one by themselves first. Do you want us to scoot sideways for a moment and you want to get one with and without?
The backdrop, we got the audience in the background. Commissioners, go this way. All right, I want all you to stand just like this. Thank you. Big shark come out just a little bit. There you go. There you are. Put your arms out. Feel like yourself. Put your hand up on that flag. Stick your flag out. We're almost done, guys. Hold it right. Possible. Everybody look here. Keep smiling. 30. Anybody else? Where y'all moving?
Thank you. Well, Julie, let me say on behalf of the court, we appreciate the many years of service. Not only, we would tell you that even if you'd been a paid employee, but the fact that you've been a volunteer is extra special. And we thank you for the many hours you've logged, just like she said, because you're a good guy. And we thank you, and the job you do is not without dangers and without a lot of effort. We appreciate your time and your service. We wish you the best. If you want to speak, you can speak. Well, okay. Thank you, Judge Dyke, and your employees for coming and supporting.
You're right.
All right, let's move on to item number 4. And today we have Mike Ahrens, our city manager, but Mike's also doubling as our interim executive director for the Industrial Development Corporation until our new executive director reports to work next Monday, I think. Is that
Monday.
correct?
Yes, Monday.
And we'll have Nathan here to introduce to everyone here within the next few weeks. But for right now, we need to take care of some business that involves a possible tax abatement agreement with Best Fender Products. So welcome, Mike, and tell us what you got.
Judge, Commissioners, I'm here, as the judge said, representing the Industrial Development Corporation. We've been working on a project in the interim while we haven't had a director, and it's happened very fast, but it's a good project. What's before you today is a tax abatement agreement. It's between the county, the city, and Best Fender Company, but they're actually creating a new company called IMFAB, or IMFAB, IMFAB. They've actually started construction. If you've been out East 67 at the southwest corner with 2348, they've actually started building their new building. Best Fender is creating an entirely new company that will do metal fabrication and providing a precursor of what they do now at Best Fender. This agreement was submitted and meets all the specifications that you previously have seen with other tax abatements and the city has seen. City Council passed this last Tuesday. This project is not in the city limits, but it is in the city's extraterritorial jurisdiction. So the city passed an abatement so that if that area is annexed in the future, it will fall under the abatement agreement, whatever year that happens to be in. So this is a 10-year abatement agreement. For example, 5 years from now, if the city was to annex, and they're not planning to, but over 10 years, you don't know what's going to happen. They'll fit in at that point, say in 5 years, whatever the schedule is in 5 years, and abate city taxes also. So that's why the city did it in addition to you guys doing it. As of right now, this will just abate county taxes. The agreement is for 10 years. On page 3, you can see the schedule is 90% abatement for the first 3 years, 75% for the next 4 years, and then 50% for the final 3 years. The company's planning to create 30 jobs, minimum of 30 jobs over the next 3 years, and invest $4.4 million in building and equipment. We're real excited about it. I know the company is very excited and feel like this is going to be a big deal in the future as it grows.
I can't believe I haven't driven out there lately. Did you say at the intersection of 23, 48, and 67, it's on the
Southwest.
southwest?
They bought 20 acres from Keller.
Okay. And they've got full, what do they have in the way of services there?
Very little. It's all county service. They'll be on Tri-Water and have to do some kind of local on-site septic.
So it won't be a high water volume.
No, it's just employee.
Do you know much about the details of what they'll be doing there? Or is that...
I don't, and what I told you is what I know about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've kept that proprietary.
All right, very good. So we got at least a $4 million investment there, and who knows, it might could grow. If they've got 20 acres, that could be something significant.
And that, as we discussed, we actually talked about sites in the business parks, building in other areas, which they chose to do, and even building in the 5-county area. So there was a lot of discussion about where they're going to locate this company. They did not want it on the same site where they're at now because it is going to be a totally different, separate company. So they wanted to have a location separate from their existing.
Okay. All right, any questions for Mike or discussion about this?
Big thing about it, creating 30 new jobs.
That's right.
To start with.
And this is in line with what you've done with similar investment and job creation in the past. We try to keep it all in line so somebody doesn't say, why'd you give them that and I only got this. We have a formula that we use that plugs in.
Yeah, so again, to clarify, when we do an abatement, we don't reduce taxes. We are just waiving new taxes on new investment here at this particular location. I guess all that we've been getting out of it thus far is whatever that 20 acres has been worth, and that should be covered by the 10% that we're not abating. And so here we're adding $4 million, and by the time full taxation kicks in 10 years, who knows what it'll be worth.
That's correct. And as you said, that's one of the beauties of tax abatement is you're not losing anything. You're gaining, and you're just waiving some of what you would gain.
And this is one of the tools we have to encourage business growth and development and keeping it here, because this is a competitive world, and other counties and other cities can certainly do the same thing, and they are doing the same thing. So thank you for doing this for us. Guys, if there's not a question or a discussion, I'll entertain a motion if and when you're ready.
I'll make that motion, Judge.
Motion is made by Commissioner Parker to approve this, and a second by Commissioner Applewhite. Again, tax abatement agreement that's good for 10 years. It starts off the first 3 years, a 90% abatement or waiving of the taxes related to this project, another 4 years at 75%, and another 3 years at 50%. 11th year, full taxation kicks in. All in favor of approving this tax abatement agreement with Best Fender Products and this new entity called IMFAB Inc., say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. We'll get this signed, and do you need the original? Okay, we'll get those taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, get those signed. Okay. Looking down there, you'll see a long string of opening and reviewing bids. I'm going to try to make this a little quicker process this year, and unless somebody can tell me a reason why I can't do this, what I'd like to do is let Carolyn come down there and sit at your table and start opening these bids and sorting them out. But to start, I'd like to read off exactly who the envelopes that you have are from, just so we can get that in the record and know exactly who has brought us an envelope. That's all right. I'll just make a list of them, and then Carolyn will open them and kind of sort them. We've got looks like a couple of lawn bids from Stanley's Landscaping and Nick Lewis Enterprises. We've got a bid on air conditioning, HVAC maintenance from Roberts Air Conditioning. We've got an envelope from Martin Marietta, a second envelope from Martin Marietta. We've got a envelope from Fly Ash Direct indicating a bid for Flex Base Ash. We've got an envelope from Longview Asphalt. We've got an envelope from H.E. Span and Company for Type B grade 4 is on his envelope, a second span envelope. This bid's for limestone base and sandstone base. We've got an envelope from Span for fly ash flex base. We've got an envelope from RK Hall, doesn't specify what it's for. We've got an envelope from Richard Drake, Inc. All these names are familiar to us. We've received bids from them in the past. An envelope from Cox Concrete for concrete culverts. An envelope from Burgeon Pipe and Supply. This will be for plastic culverts. And then lastly, I've got 2 envelopes here. One is from Holmes Concrete and Pipe. This will be a bid for concrete culverts, plastic culverts, and steel culverts. And then finally, an unspecified vendor is giving us a bid for plastic culverts. So, Carolyn, thank you for doing that, and we'll come back to you shortly. All right, let's jump to item number 5, our road engineer report. Roger, welcome. And Philip.
Good morning, Commissioners. Well, it did sound like we got several bids, so that's good. All right, give you an update on where we're at. We seal coated County Road 1065 and the base repair sections on County Road 1920 and 1915. We've started working on County Road 1200. This is the second road on the seal coat list. We started on the north end of the project at the box culvert that the state built and started heading south towards the Tumco Hall Road overpass. We are currently pulverizing the existing pavement using the bow mag and breaking up any chunks left behind with the grid roller. We're adding wrap to the existing material to help strengthen the base, then remixing the material with the bow mag and compacting the roadway with the pad foot roller that y'all helped us rent this year. We've also started on County Road 3210. We're currently in the process of cleaning out ditches. The next step on 3210 will be starting on base repairs. 3210 is the third road on the seal coat list. We will continue to mow in precincts 1 and 2 and continue to patch potholes and base failures throughout the county. HB Caver is a contractor that started working on FM 3417. They started milling up the existing surfacing this morning. And they've asked if we wanted to buy some of the material that they're milling up. If this is material something we can use, you know, if it's something we can use, I'd like to be able to buy some of this material if y'all would agree to that. Basically, I haven't got a price from Caver yet. They just started milling today. We'll look at the material and see kind of what it looks like. Most of this is coming off the edge of the existing pavement, so it's going to have probably some wrap in it. It's probably going to have a little iron ore gravel in it. They're milling like 7 inches deep and 7.5 inches deep in places. They'll generate close to 5,000 cubic yards of wrap. I don't know if we'll buy it all from them. It kind of depends on the price. And we're also looking at possibility. County Road 2470 is also on a rehab list, our seal coat prep list. We may be able, since it's close proximity to 3417, you know, Mike is just right down the road from the south, or from the 127 end of the job. It'd be real easy for them to haul it over there. It's actually, if they're working on that end, it's closer than hauling it back to the precinct 2 yard. They're stockpiling this stuff in the precinct 2 yard now. If we can get them to haul it to that location, we were going to add wrap to that location anyhow. You know, it's rutted from one end to the other out there, in pretty bad shape. So we were going to add wrap from one end to the other on 2470. If we can get them to haul it at a reasonable price, I'd like for us to take a look at that. And 2417 is actually priority number 6 on our seal coat prep and seal coat list. We'll need about 750 cubic yards of wrap for 2470. I think we can probably get this material delivered to the job. I'm hoping for less than $10 a cubic yard, actually delivered to 2470. The cheapest we can buy any type of base, you know, like a fly ash base, is usually $10 a cubic yard. The cheapest you can buy, like the bottom ash base, is like $8 a cubic yard. I'm hoping we can get this material even delivered to us for less than $10 a cubic yard. Now, we may be able to buy some of this material for even $5 or $6 a yard. It kind of depends on what it looks like and whether we even want it or not. They will have a stockpile out there at Precinct 2 at the end of the day. They started milling this morning. So I'm going to go back after lunch and look at it and see kind of what it looks like. And if it's good material, I'd like to be able to purchase it, if we can get a real good price for it.
How quickly will it be available?
It would be available today.
Okay.
And actually, if we can get a good price for hauling it over 2470, they can start hauling it to 2470 today. Now, I know we ain't gonna agree that quick on the price or anything, but I just need, when I get with them and look at the material and I get a price, I'll get back with each one of y'all and see if y'all are willing to approve it or not.
Who else would be interested in that?
They'll sell it to any of the local property owners, or I don't think they'll haul it back because the hauling cost, their office is in Atlanta, and I don't think they'd haul it back. So I think they'll get rid of it pretty cheap.
Okay.
They did a job very similar to this on 21 up in Franklin County. They just fit on that road in the last month or two. They'll take about 3 feet out, and they'll go all the way down, and they'll put asphalt all the way up. You're able to widen the road and make a much safer road, plus that being so close to 27.
To 2470.
2470.
Yeah.
I personally think they'll do it for $5 or $6.
Yeah, I think they will.
Because it's just right there.
Right.
Load it, take the material, and dump it. I mean, the turnaround time is very quick. And that's what they want to do. Time. They save time, money, diesel.
I think right now they've got 8 belly dumps out there hauling material.
Yeah.
So they would deliver it, not
Yes.
us? Okay.
Yes. Now, we can do it either way. They've even said they'd let us bring our trucks out there and back underneath the milling machine. But right now, they're actually stockpiling it in the Precinct 2 yard.
So you'd
If we
buy
don't buy
it there?
Yeah, we can buy it there in the stockpile.
How much of it would you be interested in buying?
It depends on what this stuff looks like.
Okay.
I mean, if it looks real bad, we may not even want it at all.
If it's really good at a really good price, how much would you get?
As much as they'll sell us, if it's at a really good price. But I don't think they'll be over, I calculated off their big quantities, and I didn't come up with about 3,000 yards. Kind of depends on, I think it'd be in the 3,000 to 5,000 range, but I think it's going to be closer to 3,000.
Sounds good. What else?
That's it. That's about all I got. Y'all got any questions for me?
I got 3290. It's a big liability
Okay.
because them trucks are running off the side of the road and there's holes out there.
You want us to get that before we do anything else on 3210?
It needs to be done. It needs something need to be done.
Okay.
But,
What needs to be done? Potholes filled? or-
everything, the whole road, it's got grooves in it. It's got, the trucks are getting so bad, they're going on the side of the road and it's breaking the side of the road down, and I'm scared trucks going to turn over right there.
And Jimmy's got one too, 3155. I'm getting a lot of complaints on.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do something with it. I'm sure you're getting complaints on it, 'cause
Yeah.
we hauled some fly ash base in there last year, and most of it's washed, and we got a pretty good rut right down the middle of it right now.
Just the fire department couldn't even come down. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I could just mention the 3290, we had a tractor fire back up on 3285 this last week. We couldn't get our fire trucks down 3290. We had to go down to 3250 and come back. And by doing that, Mount Pleasant beat us to our own district.
Okay.
So 3290 is a bad deal.
You want me to put off 3210 before?
I don't know, but we just need, we got to do something.
Okay.
Is that on this year's list?
3290 is not.
No.
It's got crevices, it's foot deep.
How far of a length of road are we talking about?
Mile and a half, maybe.
But it's so bad you can't even, I was going down hauling cows to sell Saturday, lost hubcap off.
How did it get missed on our this year's priority list? I don't remember that number.
Low volume, pretty much. It is.
It's got trucks running them down there.
It's got chicken trucks, yes.
Do they,
Sir?
are we charging them extra money? We have a deal with the open, like the log trucks, and they can get a permit from us and all that, and JBS paying us anything to the road. We have any kind of deal where we charge them for those roads. Can we just do something like for truckers on those roads?
They're supposed to get a permit, and when they sign it, that makes them responsible for damage they do.
I thought it was.
But
This here, Lord, weather deal, right in the middle.
It's like they just, you go get with that company and ask them to put in, because that's the way Cook had done in the past. They get with them and try to negotiate. Sometimes they can't make them, but they have things like that.
Well, I'll give you an example. County Road 2500, we cut that big drag line, that company that hauled all that out of there, they got it marked off and they're fixing to fix all those spots that they tore up.
Are they legally required to get a permit, or is this just something?
They're supposed to have a permit if they get on the county road over 40,000 pounds.
Of course, there would be a lot of county roads for the chicken trucks.
By that, I don't think that the agriculture, is that waived because of agriculture or what?
Well, they get a waiver. The state will give them a waiver. They always do. They get the money and they can pay us nothing.
Well, that's what the wrap's for. The wrap's to help you
But this is more, this is
with
just,
the damage to the county roads.
The county has always had it put to them. The state gives the permit, and we can't stop them, but we can sure make them get a permit. And that permit says you are responsible for all damages. Make sure you document the road and take pictures. And when you get through, you meet with them, go out there and say, oh, this fix, this fix, this fix. Or they can pay you and we can fix it. But, you know, it comes back, you gotta enforce it.
Is it mostly JBS trucks? Have you spoken with anybody at JBS?
I don't know with that I haven't, but most, like I said, this road here is more just deterioration. Like it's in the middle of the road, it's, you know, it's,
You're not blaming it on the trucks?
so this stuff's up there, it's set up so hard like concrete, and it's got grooves in it, so that's like middle of the road, you know, I guess it would be.
It's got a bunch of fly ash base on it. Some of the fly ash base is washed away, and some of it is hard as a rock. I'm not even sure we can tear it up with a bow mag or not. It's going to be so hard.
Well, would it be worth having a discussion with somebody in their logistics
I can talk to them.
about that?
But if they don't, they're just coming around, they're starting to come around the other way. It's got no through trucks on it, 3260 or 50. Can't hear me?
Yeah,
But they-
3250 is one running
Yeah,
north and south.
yeah, but if they'll come around there, and it's not really a wide enough road for the, coming down there, and it's got a no-through truck sign there anyway. But they come down there, because I get calls, and then I call them, Larry, and try to talk to him. And he said, put a stop to it, but it just seems like they said they don't want to go down that road because it's so bad.
Sounds like an opportunity. Okay, anything
It's also a
else?
school bus route.
Main thing, Roger, I call Lisa or Jewel or anybody, and people are real good about calling me that the trucks are cutting down this road. I guarantee you, they'll be over there, they'll stop them, and they shut the whole thing down, they contact me. And then I make them get a hold of James, and from there, they have to come up and sign that, and when you sign it, it says you're responsible for the damage you do.
But have y'all ever did y'all ever make pilgrims do this in the past?
Oh, we designate a route. That is
Okay.
where the people have to have feed trucks come down there. You designate a route. They get off that route, they're responsible for damages they do. If they stay the route we appoint them to, it's easier to fix a mile of road than it is to fix 5 miles of road.
Right.
And a lot of times they'll take the other way in there, but you can designate what route. Pilgrim has always worked good with me and my precinct. And I think they do everywhere. Sometimes you get a new driver and they don't know what they're doing or they don't care, and they'll go down a different road.
But we've never made them get permits though, have we?
We issued them a designated route to get to those chicken houses.
That's a designated 32.
Commissioners, this is all done before either one of them got in.
Right.
But it's designated. This is something, if y'all want to change where they're going in, you designate that route, and that's where they gotta go. And
This
Pilgrims
is
agreed
the
to that
designated
years ago.
route. This is the designated route. When I talked to Philip, said that's the way they had it.
But people have a right, they're trying to live and they're trying to make money with their business. They have chicken houses and stuff. We designate a route. We maintain the road because that's part of their livelihood. That's what happened to 2470.
Yes. Yeah, it's got a chicken house down there, and that's what's rutted it up pretty bad.
That's the reason the road's in tight shape. But it's had a lot of traffic on it through the years.
Right.
But it's a little wallered out in places, but it's still holding up.
Can I use Fund 19 money to work on 3290?
Do what?
Can I use Fund 19 money?
Still didn't hear you. What'd you say?
The money from Fund 19, that's the Silco prep money.
Like I said, it really, silk coated, just needed, just like I said, tear it up and just.
Yeah, I know, but still, we're going to haul a bunch of base in there.
Like I said, whatever we have to do, I don't.
Okay, so you
Just
give
like-
me permission to
Yeah.
spend Fund 19 money on it?
I guess, yeah.
All right.
Like I said, it don't need to be silk coated. Like I said, just.
Right.
But it takes seal coat money away from somewhere else, y'all need to be aware of that.
Right.
Seal coat, that Fund 19 money was fund balance money. It's a one-time deal, so if you're using it up for something other than seal coat, then you're not gonna be doing as much seal coat.
I don't guess you could even estimate what it's going to cost to provide some minimum.
No, I don't know how much of
Or-
stuff we can actually chew up since it is so hard. So I have a feeling we're just going to have to haul material back on top. And since we've got the fly ash base, I was just going to add more fly ash base to it. Y'all have any objections if I use, we've got a bid from Span delivered to the road. From, last year's bid, he's probably got one in here for this year's bid. Y'all mind if I use Span to haul it out there so I don't have to haul it with my own people? So I can let them continue to haul wrap from other seal coat roads?
Guys, he needs an answer.
That's fine, that'd be good to me.
Okay, so you're good with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger, I think you need to make that call. You know what's
Yeah.
economical and what's not.
Well, it basically extends my people.
That's what we need to do.
I can put a blade out there knocking it down instead of having all my trucks tied up hauling it out there. I can use Pan's truck to haul it out there. That way I can continue to work on my seal coat roads instead of pulling my trucks off the seal coat roads.
All right. Anything else, Roger?
I don't think that's it. Jimmy, you want to do the same thing on 3155?
Something needs to be done over there. The last time that we really worked on it, we just took the blade over there and ripped it up and bladed it back down. You might do that, and because there's some good stuff in it. Blade it back down.
We hauled some fly ash base on it last year, and the fly ash base washed away is what happened.
Yeah. There's not enough ditches there. The ditch is not deep enough it's not wide enough for the ditches to carry all the water off. And but that's what I was doing to it, was just because it's being used so much, with those trucks coming out of the sand pit and all.
Right.
But it is a school bus route for the Pewitt school buses going through there. So I tried to keep it, bladed as much as possible.
All right, so just blade it, just kind of rip it up and blade it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes.
I live on 1200.
Yes.
So I know what's going on out there. But after that bridge, are they going any further that way? And if they are, the bridge right there by my house, 8494, is out to the creek.
Which one now? By
8494, 8494. There's a bridge, a little culvert there that's falling into the creek. I've been trying to get that fixed as well. I want to know if they're going to go past the point where they are they going back towards the coal mine road now?
We're going to just north of the Hollow overpass.
It's on the list, but it's further down the list. Yes, sir. Yep. It's on our list, that's correct.
And right now, we're just stopping at that concrete box culvert for the state within. Stopping there and going back to just north of the Suncoat Hollow overpass bridge. Then the other part, 1200 north of that box culvert, it's further on down the list. I didn't bring the list. I think
It's further down.
it's further down.
It's on here. It is on the list.
This year?
No, it won't be this year. Yeah, it needs work. We know it needs work.
Sure.
Yeah, we've been trying to replace the culverts on Unity Road we're working on. Because a lot of them are rusted out. Most of the other culverts.
It's right.
Yeah, that's just the head wall. But more than likely, the structure may be rusted out too. We'll probably replace the structure. But we just had to go out there ahead and start caving in on top of the road. We've replaced probably 20 structures this summer already. The road's already caved in, the structures give out. We've been trying to keep up with all of them. A lot of them, we're having a tough enough time just keeping up with ones caving in. And I don't know how far the money's going to go this year to keep paying for culverts. But, if they cave in, we got to do it. We'll have to.
Roger, have y'all looked at that culvert anymore over there on 4325, the big tank?
Which one? 4320?
4325, when it comes off of 1000, goes all the way back around to,
Oh, the one about halfway around back in there?
yeah.
No, I hadn't looked at it lately.
It's getting bad. The bottom of it's getting pretty bad, and that's got chicken truck going back and forth across it too. So
It hadn't showed any damage or anything on top yet, has it?
Haven't seen anything on top, no. But I got out the other day and got down there and looked at it, and bottom of it's getting pretty bad. It probably won't be too long till it starts rolling under.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably got 20 of them things like it.
Oh, I know,
20 of
I
them
know.
buildings around the county
I
right now
understand.
that need to be replaced.
And do you have any idea when your mowers is going to get over into the other two precincts?
Right now, 2 of our mowers are down, they're in the shop. We've only got 2 mowers running right now. Hopefully we'll get them out of the shop here in about next 2 or 3 days, and we'll have 4 mowers running again. We're trying to keep 4 mowers running full time.
I'm getting a lot of complaints about grass and all.
Anything else? All right, Roger, thanks. Let us know what you decide on that material
Okay, I will.
from the contractor.
See if it's a good deal or not. It's gonna have to be pretty cheap to be a good deal.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, we'll move into opening of our bids, annual bidding for lots of material and services here. We'll start with item, sir.
Wait to do the big stuff, go ahead and finish the rest of this.
Any particular reason?
It's just gonna take a while to look at that.
All right, be glad to. Let's jump to 16. Consider and possibly, what we're going to do is we're going to skip the bids. Pretty boring, dry stuff. We'll come back to that, save it for the end. I've got these bids all opened here. Item 16 is where I'm going to consider and possibly approve a resolution to add Cass and Camp counties to the existing member counties that currently make up the membership of Northeast Texas Regional Mobility Authority, NET-RMA. A couple of additional counties have requested to join up with NET-RMA. I've got a resolution here. Let me read you the highlights on this. Currently, we have members Gregg, Smith, Cherokee, Rusk, Harrison, Upshur, Bowie, Panola, Titus, Van Zant, Wood, Kaufman. And whereas since its creation, NET-RMA has pursued the development of its initial toll project, Toll 49, and has also been active in facilitating planning of regional mobility improvements throughout its expanded geographic area, the Commissioners Court of Cass County has adopted a resolution requesting that Cass be allowed to join NET-RMA. And whereas Commissioners Court of Camp County has adopted a resolution requesting that Camp be allowed to join NET-RMA. Whereas Transportation Code and the rules promulgated by the Texas Department of Transportation govern the process for the addition of counties. Whereas the process requires that each county that is a member of the Regional Mobility Authority submit an adopted resolution from its own Commissioners Court indicating support for the request of the additional counties. The Commissioners Court of Titus County finds that the addition of Cass and Camp counties to the NET-RMA will be beneficial to the residents of Titus County and residents throughout the Northeast Texas, as it will facilitate regional planning and development of critical transportation infrastructure, thereby enhancing economic vitality and promoting a better quality of life for Northeast Texas. So here in this resolution, if you approve it, we are giving Titus County's vote of approval to allow Cass and Camp to join up. Now, I don't know what these other counties that are currently members will do, but I have not been contacted by any of them showing anything in the way of support or lack of support. So we are here to make our own decision today. If you know of any reason why Cass or Camp should not be allowed to join NET-RMA, then we would not want to approve this resolution. However, if you are willing for Cass and Camp to join us as members of NET-RMA, then I would ask for your motion to approve this resolution.
Make that motion.
Motion was made first there by Commissioner Applewhite, and the second was from Commissioner Fields. All in favor, say aye.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
What is, who pays for this, how's this financed, this RMA, net RMA?
How is it financed?
Yeah, do the counties pay
The
for it?
counties
or-
contribute a little bit each year. We give a few $1,000s. Primarily, their income generator has been Toll Road 49. All right, got a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion on this? All in favor of approving this resolution, which would allow Cass and Camp to become members of the net RMA? All say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And there are none. Thank you. I will need your signatures on this, so I'll pass that down to you. Let's go to item number 17. Consider and possibly approve a one-year extension to Arnold Walker Arnold CPAs and advisors to allow them to be our auditor for the 2017 and 18 year, which will end here at the end of September. We've got, as with anything else, we've got a slight price increase here coming from AWA. They've given us a rather lengthy letter here. The fee for these services for this year will be $31,900 for the audit of the county. In addition, we will audit the juvenile probation department for $2,600. Krissie, how does that compare to last year? Do you have those figures there with you, or Carl? $1,200 increase. Okay.
They had when they got the bid last time, there was an option for us to do 1 or 2 more years, if that's what you want to do. If you want to go out the bids, I'll be glad to go out the bids. Whichever way y'all can do that. They're the only local firm.
Yeah, again, we've had this discussion before. As far as any local CPAs that are equipped and able to do this audit, AWA, Arnold Walker is the only one. We would have to go out of town, which we can do. We've attempted to do that in the past. Some have expressed no interest, and others have expressed a considerably higher dollar figure. So this motion here today is for a one-year extension to Arnold Walker Arnold at that price, $31,900 plus $2,600 for the audit of juvenile probation, and that is a slight increase, about $1,200. If you're okay with that, I need a motion to approve.
What, again, every year in their compulsory training, they recommend that you change outside auditors every 2 or 3 years. Get another set of eyes looking at your numbers. They recommend it. I don't know why we ignore it. One time we got bids.
Yeah, we got bids. We got bids.
You had 3 or 4 bids.
3 years ago.
The contract is a 3-year term with the possibility of 1 2-year or 2-year, 1-year extensions. So this is the last extension to use Arnold Walker Arnold, and next year we will be going out for another 3-year term. So we will be going out for the proposal next year.
And we can do it this year.
We do it this year, but next year we do every 3 years, and with the possibility of a 2-year extension. So yes, we do.
A 2-year extension?
2 1-year extensions. And that's why the contract is.
Or then next year they could ask for another 1-year extension?
No,
Next year
no.
we have to go out for bid.
It's the end of their 5 years. But that's totally at y'all's discretion. I don't care which way we do it. That is recommended that you change every 3 or 4 years. I don't know whether that helps or not. It does get you different companies and different people. So that's fine with me. Whichever way y'all are doing it.
Okay, this is the final option year that we have here.
Make a motion, we extend it for 1 year.
Motion is, but that'll be an approval for them to do the 2017 and 18 audits. Motion is made by Commissioner Fields,
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Riddle. All in favor of approval of this this audit job with Arnold Walker Arnold for the year that we are currently in, that ends September 30. Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item number 18 is this is an annual item that we consider. This is to consider and possibly approve a hardware IT support level 2 maintenance agreement with Net Data at an annual cost of $12,000. There is no price increase here. This is simply the cost for Net Data, whose services we utilize for the software for the majority of our county when it comes to IT services and specific software that's unique to county government. We use Net Data out of Sulphur Springs. This is the cost to support their hardware. And again, $12,000 a year. We did this a year ago and a year before that, and I did verify that there is no increase on this. So at this point, until we change from Net Data, we are beholden to Net Data to provide this level 2 maintenance agreement support.
Make a motion.
Motion is made to approve this contract by Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
And second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 19 is to consider and possibly call for a special election on November 6, 2018 to discontinue the optional county road system, or in other words, the unit road system in Titus County. And this was something that we did a couple of years ago when we voted in the unit road system. And Krissie, can you help us to understand what's required in a decision like this and to know if we are prepared to vote and approve this, if this is what the commissioners would like to do?
What's required is a petition that Mr. Fitch has gone around with. He's turned it in. He has a required number of signatures. It's now up to y'all to approve it. But yeah, he's done all his stuff and turned it in, and I haven't seen anything wrong with it.
Okay. But when we vote on this, it's not a matter of whether or not we agree with this decision. It's a matter of whether or not to put it on the ballot, just to clarify. Is that right?
Yes.
And if they have met their obligation in getting the required number of signatures, it's incumbent upon us, with an okay from you, to put this on the ballot, and then that will be for the voters to decide. It is not a decision that this Commissioners Court makes.
You are not okaying or saying you agree with it or disagree with it at this point in time. What you're going to say is, okay, he's approved, he's followed the rules, what he's supposed to be doing, and we have to put it on that ballot because he's done what he's supposed to do.
Okay. All right. So in the general election in November 6th, with your approval, there will be a vote for the public to decide whether or not they want to discontinue the optional county road system, or what we call the unit road system. And Krissie says that they have met their requirements, so we need a motion to approve putting this on the ballot for November 6th.
Make that motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Fields.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Krissie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're down to our oral and written reports, so we'll jump back to the always exciting job of bids. approval.
Thanks, sir.
Sheriff's going to address that. Sheriff, do you want to, I've got a spot on here for you to update us on hail damage repairs. If you're going to stay here for the duration of the meeting, fine. If not, I'll jump to that and you can address that. Okay, very good. All right, let's go back up to item number 6, open and review bids and possibly approve. Asphalt sand, cold mix, hot mix, limestone rock, asphalt, and high performance cold mix. As opposed to poor performance, I guess. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Number 6. Carolyn's got these all ready to go. This is, the first one is from Richard Drake Construction. Hot oil sand is the first one, delivered and picked up. So we've got delivered $74.90, picked up $65.60. That's hot oil sand. $74.90 and $65.60. And just so you can kind of have a comparison product by product, let me look at these other bids at the same time.
Who was that from, Judge?
That was from Richard Drake. I've got the same bid is also provided by our second bidder. This is Longview Asphalt. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Longview Asphalt. And their delivered price is $75 even and $65 picked up. So they're slightly, they're a dime higher on delivered and they're 60 cents less on picked up. Then we go to a third bid here from RK Hall, and their delivered price is $70.50, so that's clearly the lowest, and then $65.50, which puts them right in the middle. So delivered prices, I'm going to go from lowest to highest. $70.50 from RK Hall, $74.90 from Richard Drake, and $75 even from Longview Asphalt. The picked up price, starting with the lowest, $65, is Longview Asphalt, $65.50 from Hall, and $65.60 from Richard Drake. Now I'll jump to type D cold mix. So do you want to approve those? No, that's limestone. So if you want to approve these product by product?
No, I don't know. They, we need to approve them, but I think sometimes you can't get it from RK Hall, you can't get it from, you got to call the other one.
These prices are all pretty tight in there, so there's not a whole lot of benefit. I'd say that your motion might include, when possible, use the lowest price. When not possible, use the next price, something like that. Okay, so that would be motion number 1 on hot oil sand. I'll jump to type, let's see, need a second on that, I guess. Second by Commissioner Parker. After the motion was made by Commissioner Riddle, all in favor say aye. Aye. That takes care of hot oil sand. We'll now deal with type D cold mix. And let me just do this kind of the same way. I'm going to go from lowest to highest. Here's your delivered pricing. RK Hall at $71.90 is the lowest. Richard Drake is next at $77.90, and the highest is Longview Asphalt at $87. The picked up pricing, the lowest price is Hall at $66.90. We bump up to Richard Drake at $68.70, and the highest from Longview Asphalt at $77. So maybe a similar motion to that last one for approval, and it looks like, again, RK Hall is the lowest on both of those.
What we're doing here, we're saying, okay, these are close. All right, this company you check with first, If they can't, if you need it in a certain period of time, you can go to the second deal. They can't get this to you for a month, then you can look at the other. They're pretty close, and I think it'd be okay. But I do know when you need material, you need it.
Anytime RK Hall want to mix with one of their construction projects, and I'm gonna shut down the hall and make you mix with us. That's why we end up buying my children's graders, make mix with us.
Okay, so you're,
Sometimes you have to go to that second bid, that they're tied up, and it may be 2 or 3 weeks before they can get you material. Make that motion.
so your motion is to utilize on type D coal mix RK Hall unless circumstances dictate that it's unavailable and you have to go to one of the next highest bidders here. All right, that's the motion by Commissioner Fields.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Riddle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll go down now to type D hot mix. Type D hot mix.
Judge, also, when we get all these bids accepted and everything's done, if we could get all that put on the sheet that each one of us can have.
Yeah.
Sure will. I'd like Roger to be able to look at these and so that he'll know that, and then Philip, maybe you can write it out on a chart for him. I'm going to go again lowest to highest on type D hot mix. Lowest delivered, Hall at $77, Drake at $81.80, and Longview at $83. So that was 77, Hall 81.80, Drake 83, even Longview. Now on the picked up price, lowest is Drake at 68.90. Next is Hall at $72 even. And highest is Longview at $73 even. Oh, that's picked up type D hot mix. So if we can get a motion on that one.
Make a motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite to approve Drake as the low bidder when possible and to utilize either of the other two suppliers, whoever is cheapest and most available as needed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, needed a second, all right.
Second.
And that was Jimmy Parker, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
They've got a, just so you know, a high performance type D hot mix. And that is only specified here by RK Hall, $122.75, high performance delivered, and $105 picked up. Now you have got a notation here above and beyond the specific requests that we made of each of these companies from Richard Drake. He's saying, by the way, I've got a type F cold mix with 1.5 oil at $82.40 delivered and $73.30 picked up.
Do you use those, Roger?
Yeah, we use
Which one do you use the most?
the D. They help you blade down. It's a smaller area.
Yeah, that's the ones you've been patching with?
What's that?
Is that the material you've been patching with?
We've patched with it a little bit, not the, no, we didn't patch the deal.
Okay.
We also requested two additional items here. One was a type D hot mix delivered and applied. We only got a bid from Richard Drake on that, $114.50, $114.50. We also asked for them to please quote a plant mix seal, 500-ton minimum. with AC Oil PG 64-22 with oil content 6.2 to 6.4% and 100% D aggregate laid down. We only got a price from Drake, $129.60. So why don't you,
Is that the material you lay down on your lay down machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember what y'all did?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wasn't sure if this was the same.
Yeah. Had come back, put lime, I think, on top of it.
Right.
since we did ask for that bid and we only have one bidder, let's go ahead and approve, please, a Richard Drake as the supplier for Type D hot mix, delivered and applied at $114.50, and plant mix seal at $129.60 applied. If somebody will make that motion.
Make that motion.
And Commissioner Fields makes that motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker, and approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And that's the only one we got for those particular items. It's in that, yeah, but I'm making sure there's none of these other companies have bid that. So I have also included in there is limestone rock, asphalt, and high-performance cold mix. So grouped in with this particular agenda item is a proposal from Span, H.E. Span and Company here in town. I've got pricing on 2-inch limestone base at $20.75 per ton delivered, and 1.5-inch sandstone base at $24.56 per ton delivered. That is the only bid we have on those products, so I would ask for a motion to approve Span as the supplier on 2-inch limestone base and 1.5-inch sandstone base. Motion, Commissioner Fields.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So I'll pass number 6 back to you, Carolyn.
Did we approve the Alcohol?
129.
We did not. Was that the high performance? Is that what that's called?
When they say lay down, I mean, they're going to put it on the road, they're going to pack it, they're going to roll it?
Winter time, follow back to the
That's that sticky stuff.
Okay, so we did have a bid from R.K. Hall, high performance, and he's got that grouped in the Type D hot mix. And that was an add-on, and there was not another bid on that particular item.
Judge, I'll make that motion.
Motion is made for approval of Drake as our, no. R.K. Hall is our supplier of high-performance hot mix at $122.75 and for delivered, and $105 even for picked up. R.K. Hall. Motion by Commissioner Fields. Second. And second by Commissioner Riddle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's move down to culverts. We've got item number 7 is for concrete culverts with reinforced steel. Looks like we have 2 bids here. One from Holmes Concrete and Pipe. That's all I see. Who have we used, if anybody knows of one, besides Holmes and Cox? If I might have missed one in here.
For the, which one?
Concrete.
Concrete?
Cox Concrete.
Cox. I've got an additional one to Cox.
Cox.
All right, so let me give you these prices here. I've got, only Cox has bid a 12-inch price at $13.75 per foot. Holmes has bid a 15-inch diameter at $15.35. 18-inch, which we requested, has been bid by Cox at $17.25 compared to $20.25 from Holmes. And then lastly, 24-inch has been bid $18.50 per foot by Cox and $31 by Holmes. So again, we've got 4 sizes, 12, 15, 18, and 24. The 12-inch low bid is Cox at $13.75. The low bid on 15 inch is $15.35 from Holmes. The low bid on 18 is $17.25 from Cox. And the low bid on 24-inch reinforced concrete culverts, $18.50. So if you all would like to approve Cox as the supplier on 12, 18, and 24, and Holmes on the 15, I'll need a motion.
Need to make a motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite to approve those suppliers on, again, reinforced concrete culvert.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 8, open a review bids for steel culverts, 16-inch gauge galvanized steel, 2.66 by 1/2 spiral lock seam construction. Looks like they're the only ones. Is it possible we've only gotten a bid from Holmes? Who else might supply that?
Contact. Yeah, that's Sulphur Spring.
Now this,
Okay, well, apparently Contech is supplying Holmes because he says the above pipe meets TxDOT specs per our supplier, Contech. So we don't have an envelope here from Contech. So I don't know if they're dealing with Holmes only and he's giving us the bid, but I do not have a bid from Contech.
Last year, I don't know whether it's on the bid, but they started adding a delivery charge if you didn't order so much from Contact. They added that to us, pretty good delivery charge.
Yeah, if you just ordered 1 or 2, it was like $400, I think, to deliver. But yeah, that's what I always did, was went and picked it up.
Okay. You want to hear all these prices here? I've got 16 and 14 gauge. Let me just run down the pricing and the sizes. Again, this is all a bid from David Holmes with Holmes Concrete and Pipe Company. 16 gauge, 12 inch, you've got galvanized and polymer. 12 inch is $725, polymer is $870. 15 inch is $8.65, polymer is $10.40. 18 inch is $10.82, and polymer is $12.85. 21 inch is $12.24, and polymer is $14.67. 24 inch is $13.65, polymer is $16.15. 30 inch is $17.25 and $20.40 for polymer. 36 inch is $20.98 for galvanized, $24.80 for polymer. 48 inch is $31.55 and $37.75 for polymer. 60 inch is $40.08 for galvanized and $47.35 for polymer. And 72 inch is $52.06 galvanized and $61.61 polymer. Let me give you some comparisons. Here you jump to a 14 gauge. When you go to the big sizes, you got an 84 inch at $73.42, polymer $87.02. 96 inch, $83.50, $98.98 polymer. And then the 108 inch size, $127.40 and $151.28. The above pipe meets TxDOT specs. For your convenience, we can arrange for you to pick up your steel culverts at our supplier's yard in Sulphur Springs, Texas. Contact. In a single order, if a single order is large enough in dollars, the pipe can be delivered to your county barns. Call HCP and we can help with availability, pickup, or possible delivery. So these are all picked up prices, but if you buy enough, it looks like he'll work a deal with you for delivery.
Roger, do y'all do what I used to do about getting the steel cover and put the rubber around it? Y'all do any of that?
Well, we've been using more plastic pipe.
Okay, well, that's what the direction I was headed, and then I found out if the fire got out, your whole cover may burn up, so, depending on where it was at, what I do. But I had to go to the cover, the rubber cover. If you got people that's fertilizing and it goes through there, it's going to eat it out in about 20 years. The steel, and if you got what I call quicksand type road, your base is not real strong, then we'd always put the rubber coat. I did one in 91 up there by Mike and Gail Love's, and that's, it's got green stuff and water and stuff, but the rubber still has it protected, and it's really held up well. But if you dug down a foot, you hit water. It was one of those type of deals. It continuously runs there year round. But that steel cover, when you got a mushy place, really works well.
Yeah, the only problem with polymer modified, if you need the polymer and everything when you put it in, it shakes it up, and it's still won't rust in those places. It still won't have all of it.
We just tell them not to scratch it.
Yeah.
All right, can I get an approval here for these galvanized and polymer-coated steel culverts, the supplier being Holmes
Make that motion.
Concrete and Pipe? Motion is made by Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 9, this is for review of the bids for plastic culverts, all diameters.
Did we have this company where the old Dr. Pepper plant's at?
And National Wholesale Supply.
Did you send them a deal to bid? It is, I didn't do that.
I've got a bid from National Wholesale.
They're the ones that didn't have a name on the contract.
I didn't know it. I was up there here last week or sometime, and they said that they did sell that.
All right, let me run down these to start with, I'll go 12 through 60. 12-inch. The low bid is Holmes at 501. Next is National Wholesale at 5.114 and Virgin at 529. I go to a 15-inch. The low is 681 from Holmes, 6.955 from National, and 720 from Virgin. I go to an 18. I've got low bid at 950 Holmes, 9.83 National, and 1018 Virgin. 24-inch low is 1539 Holmes, 15.864 National, and 16.42 Virgin. I go to a 30-inch. Low bid is 2110 from Holmes, 21.943 from National, 22.72 Virgin. 36 is low from Holmes, 2805. 29.182 is from National, and 3210 is from Virgin. 42-inch, 38.23 is the low from Holmes, 39.932 from National, and 43.93 from Virgin. 48-inch low bid is 4350 Holmes, 45.205 National, and 49.73 from Virgin. And lastly, a 60-inch will cost you $77.50 from Holmes, 80.659 from National, and 88.73 from Virgin. So Holmes ends up being your low bid supplier on every one of those sizes, and National was always the middle bid and Virgin was always the high bid.
With the home, you have to go
Where is it located?
Homes, we gotta go to Sulphur Springs to pick them up.
On the homes, you have to go get the plastic covers and so forth. We had to go to Gilmer and get them.
Now, did he specify on his bid? We had to go there to Gilmer?
Yeah. On the other one, the steel and with the polymer.
I'm looking at his notes here. All he can say as an add-on in his notes is we usually don't stock 42 and 60, but we can order these. We keep plenty of the other sizes. Please call before coming. If there is any reason for a price decrease or increase, we will notify the county. Now you,
that is at his place.
yeah.
But it's still,
That's for the plastic one, but the other one's one he was talking about that he picked up at, could be picked up at Contact.
Where is Contact?
Sulphur Springs.
Where is
And he's
Holmes?
buying, Holmes is in Gilmer.
Oh,
And that's why I'm saying we've always got a bid from Contact. I don't know why we didn't get one this year, but we're going to pay his markup on them.
We're going through the dealer with Homes
I guess so.
instead of bidding direct.
the only point I'm making is on the plastic, National's a little higher, but you don't have to
Just right here.
drive 40 miles to get it. So it's probably
that's right.
overall.
So in your bids, I would recommend that you utilize the low bidder, except in situations when shipping on top of that would result in a higher price.
Amen.
Especially when you pick it up, usually one or two at a time.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier that way.
Okay.
2 hours to bring them back.
That sounds like a good motion. Let's get a
I make that motion.
formal by Commissioner Parker to utilize Holmes, except where the cost of shipment makes National the better option.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye. Next is for seal coat aggregate, TYB grade 4.
Type TYPD for TI.
Type B, grade 4.
I don't have my abbreviations down. All right, we've got two participants here, Martin Marietta and Span. So Span's proposal is type B, grade 4, gravel Hanson aggregates. Need 2 weeks advance notice for quarry. 4170 delivered. And then Martin Marietta is giving you product number 1974, grade 4 DOT, $30 per ton, FOB and Sawyer. Then Span is giving you a sandstone price, type B, grade 4 sandstone out of Sawyer, 43.56 delivered. So that price includes the material and the haul. I have no idea how that delivered versus non-delivered price equates, but there's your bids. Spans is 4170 for gravel, Hanson aggregates, and 4356 sandstone, Sawyer, but he's giving you a price that's delivered. Martin Marietta's giving you only a $30 FOB Sawyer, so I'm assuming that's sandstone. So what would you like to do there?
What would be the best buy, Roger?
Well, right now, we haven't got our trucks running across state lines.
Where is that located? Up in Arkansas? Oklahoma.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, why don't you approve Span as your supplier on these items, except in a situation if one were to arise where it would be cheaper for us to go and buy it at $30 direct from Martin Marietta.
Make that motion.
Motion is made on that from Commissioner Applewhite, second by Commissioner Fields. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 11 is flex base ash. And this all appears to be coming from Fly Ash Direct. Okay, there is a difference in type A flex base ash and flexible base. So I'll read it to these guys that do know.
You got more than one bid on the fly, the ash?
I don't think so, but I'm going to read it all to you just to be sure. Let me read you the letter from Waste Management's and their subsidiary Fly Ash Direct. Fly Ash Direct would like to submit a bid for flex base ash that they have in parentheses, fly ash rock. This material can be picked up from the Welsh plant at FOB $10 per ton. And this price will be good through June 30th of 2019. If Fly Ash Direct continues to have access to the material from the utility, please see attached quote form pertaining to this bid. So FOB price $10 at Welsh. Now I do have pricing from Span for fly ash rock and flex base. Fly ash rock flex base. Is that different? Is that the same? So I guess he's
fly ash.
He's hauling it for you for $16.75. $16.75. Are those, is that a comparable, is that what we talking about, the same product there?
Yeah.
Anyone know? Okay. So $10 picked up, $16.75 delivered by span, same stuff. So why don't we approve these two?
Are you planning on this base and stuff?
No, that's coming out of
We always
Sawyer.
do try to haul our material next year, we haul it this year. Like in the winter months and stuff, we can't do a whole lot out there.
Yeah, but I don't see any need to stockpile it. We can just go out there and plant pick it up when we need it.
Well, I understand what you're saying,
Don't bring it in the
and that
yard.
works good for that part of the county, but over here,
I'd rather just pick it up straight from the plant, haul it to the job. That way we're not handling it twice.
Or 3 times.
you may be sitting there waiting on them to get material there. If they can get to you, you're okay, you know what I'm talking about. Then they may not be able to get to you. That's what we'd run into, sitting there waiting on people to get there. So that's the reason we'd stockpile in the wintertime. Seal rock and our ash and our base.
22-ton load would cost $148 extra to get spent to deliver it as opposed to picking it up. It's 22 tons. You get what, 23 on it, 24, 22?
Yeah, probably about 23.
About 23. How much more does it cost?
$165 is 23, roughly 160, $148.50 for 22, $6.75.
By the way, I have a Martin Marietta bid for 1 3/4 flex base. Is that a similar product? This is a Sawyer product. Is that a apples and apples? I don't know.
No, that's a different product.
That's a different product. We'll come back to you. All right, so let's approve our fly ash suppliers to be Fly Ash Direct and or Span, depending upon picked up or delivered. $10 picked up from Fly Ash Direct, $16.75 delivered by Span.
Make that motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Fields.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we have a item number 12. This is flexible base. We have one supplier provided us with a $15 price, FOB Sawyer. That's Martin Marietta.
What is that, Roger?
It's sandstone base. It's inch and 3/4, and we, it's gravel base.
It's kind of like our,
Okay.
Made out of sandstone.
So flexible base, not to be confused with flex base, right?
Not to be confused with the fly ash base. Flex base would include sandstone base, crushed gravel, iron ore gravel. Usually that would be what we just use here.
Very confusing.
You get limestone base, I mean,
Okay. So is it proper that in our bid, we style it type A flex base ash? Is that a good way to determine it? Okay. And then the other one is flexible base.
yeah, it's flexible base.
Flexible base. So that was the Martin Marietta bid. Did we approve Martin Marietta as your supplier there? If not, let's do that.
That's all we got.
Yes.
I know you're the one that did that on that because you have a purpose for it, don't you? What you, some situation?
Yeah, I was trying to get a bid for like iron ore gravel,
Okay.
limestone.
Okay.
Left it open, wide open, flex base.
Have different options.
Yes.
I'll make that
Actually,
motion.
only got one.
Motion by Commissioner Fields to approve Martin Marietta as your flex base option. Commissioner Riddle seconds that. All in favor? $15 FOB Sawyer.
Now, is that gonna be bigger?
We'd have to go pick it up.
Have to go pick it up, FOB.
Get to it and reports and all that, and I'll start working on state lines, so.
This one, we're not going now.
But y'all will start that. Is this been approved, you will?
Well, we can use those.
Yeah, it's approved. Yeah, we decided to use it. We got
Say that
everything
whatever
approved.
y'all do that.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. That was on the flex base from picking it up in Sawyer.
Hey, Roger, did you send something to Seaton? Yeah, we had a bid last year from you.
We might find that, we can always add it to the list. We can do it next meeting. If you miss the bid, or want to dig it, nobody else will think to get it, but that's an iron ore flex, so.
Iron ore? I'm going to say, Phil, 2 years ago, they told me they had about 2 years of iron ore pits left.
I don't know if they've got any iron left.
And I'm pretty sure they're out of iron ore because they didn't bid it, because they said they had about 2 years, and this was probably 3 years ago. Now, I've got one stockpile out there of iron ore at the upper side, but it's, it's not a lot.
I got maybe one load left.
I quit using it so much because they told me that in the future they wouldn't have any.
Yeah, it's running out, iron ore running out. Most of our base is going to come from out of state, basically. If we go to the flexible base.
You gotta go up in Red River,
Just
I
two of
mean,
these.
not Red River County, but up in Arkansas, north of Texarkana.
Yeah, Red River County, they have some gravel base. I think that's what they put on most of their roads.
Right. They know asphalt.
Had,
It's all sand. Sandstone.
y'all remember y'all gave us that iron ore where y'all had finished up the place and it was good iron ore. I didn't realize it was that good till we got it and we stockpiled it. I was just gonna save it because they kept saying it wasn't gonna be anymore.
Okay.
They ain't got any more.
Yeah, they said they didn't have iron ore.
It gets harder and harder to find.
I'm going to move on to item 13, our lawn maintenance contract. We historically have had a couple of bids over the last several years from Stanley's Lawn and Landscaping. That's who we currently use. And from Nick Lewis with Lewis Enterprise. This year, Stanley submits $724 per month to be paid in 12 equal installments, $724, and that compares to $950 from Lewis Enterprise. So I think that was pretty clear. Stanley at $724. He will
Make that motion.
continue with your approval. Motion made by Commissioner Fields. Second by Commissioner Riddle. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? There are none. And then lastly, thought somebody might clap. I hold in my hand the last envelope.
You got another one after that.
This is for our AC, air conditioning, HVAC repair and maintenance contract. This is a 2-year deal. And once again, we have a bid from Roberts Refrigeration. And Roberts has done a good job providing us with a semi-annual detailed book of all the different units that they take care of. their hourly rate at $60, overtime rate at $75, and materials discounted at 20%, service hours being 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. That is the only bid for that type work.
Make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Fields to give that work again to Roberts Refrigeration, second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor of approving Roberts, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Sheriff, what can you tell us? Have you got any hail damage bids that you want us to consider at this point?
No, sir, the auditing unit, we should be completely done this week, everything. So we're looking, hopefully by Wednesday, it's all going to be done.
Very good.
Everything went smooth on it. I do want to tell you about another little project we're starting while I'm up here. That got with Roger. We're gonna start using our inmates. You know, we've used them to pick up trash community. We're also going to start using them to fill potholes out in the county now. We're going to start that. Got with Roger. What we're going to do is hopefully this fall, winter, when they slow down a little bit and they can't do the roads, we're going to send a couple of his guys to jail school so that his guys can actually be certified to come get some of the inmate workers and take them out and start using them for things they need. And he said he'd even help during the wintertime when they can't do the roads, pick up trash and do stuff with them. 'Cause you know, that's a handicap for us is usually we've got the inmate workers, but we stay so busy in the jail with transports, people at the hospital, take them down to prison, you know, going to court. Yeah. It just stretches us thin, so we can a lot of days get out and do it. So that's going to be nice. When Roger, he can get us a couple.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
So yeah, we're going to actually start filling potholes hopefully this week. We've got some trash guys out in the area this last week with trash. So you guys get with Roger. If you got some roads and potholes, he got some he's going to give me, and we're going to use my guys as much as we can until he can get some certified. We can get them out. So.
I saw them out working, or at least one of them out working at the rodeo arena this morning. So
yes, sir. Yeah, we got that picked up and got out early because it gets so hot now.
Good
we
PR.
Early get that done, so.
Okay.
Precinct 3 on there.
Whatever he can have to give us some roads, or you guys give us some roads. Yeah, we're going to go with that.
He didn't say redo it.
Yeah.
And these are always trustees.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Trustees. Okay. Can we call them a chain gang? Is that what this is? Like the movies?
No chains on them, no chains. If they have to have chains, we can't get them out. No.
Well, thank you for doing that. I think that'll be good PR for folks to see that.
And you know, when these guys are busy, because, you know, there's only certain times of the year they get these roads done. So we can help out with the potholes and stuff, and maybe even some mowing and stuff in the future. I don't know. I talked to Commissioner Riddle about that actually a little bit. So whatever we think we can. I mean, these guys, they don't want to sit in jail. I mean, I don't know why they come in there.
They'd much rather be out there working than sitting in that jail.
Yeah, once they get in there, they want out. So yeah,
some of them would.
Not
all of them. Not all of them. Okay.
Anyway, their
Thank
intention
you.
is that we should be completely done. Hopefully by Wednesday we'll be done with all of it.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Tim.
Item number, well, we've gotten all those taken care of. That's good. We're ready for number 20 for our county official reports. Yep.
Make a motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Applewhite to approve this report.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
And next is our treasurer's report. Cheryl?
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve treasurer's report.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Commissioner Parker makes the motion for approval on that, and second is made by Commissioner Fields. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can I get signatures from you there? Any budget amendments this time, Carl? No budget amendments for item number 22. We'll skip down to item 23 to sign pay orders and approve payments.
Make a motion to pay bills.
Motion is made by Commissioner Applewhite to pay those current bills. Second by Commissioner Fields. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, down to the wire. Closing comments. Couple of things here. We talked about net RMA earlier. We submitted a project again this year to get some funds for our widening and straightening of the College Road. And once again, it was considered, but it was not successful in going up against a couple of other projects. Timing will be a little bit better, I believe, next year, and let's hope that next year will be our year to get some of those funds.
What projects did they put over us?
I don't remember. I can get you that. I'll print you that out. I just was looking at that on Friday, and I don't even remember there. But it was, the money was split into two projects. It was not all given to one. Next item here, don't have a whole lot of details for you right now, but I serve on the Northeast Texas Rural Rail Board that meets in Sulphur Springs every month or two, and this has to do with the what I'll refer to as the Blacklands Railroad, or the railroad right-of-way that is operated by our operator, Blacklands Railroad. Starts over there on the western border of Titus County there in Winfield, and heads west towards Greenville. And that track is getting old and dilapidated. It's a very low speed, 10-mile-an-hour track, but it serves quite a few shippers, and NETEX has been desperately trying to find some funds in the form of governmental loans to assist with refurbishing of that track. And we're now to the point of soliciting interested companies that might infuse a significant amount of capital into that railroad. And so we have put out a RFP, a request for proposal from interested companies, to see who might be interested in buying some of that railroad, leasing some of that railroad, or whatever. But the objective would be to get improvement work done to get the speed of that track up, to attract more customers, to provide more services to our local vendors, whether that would be Prefert or whether it might be Lowe's or whether it might be Hudson, what's David's company name there in Gilmer? I'm at a loss. What is David's Stevenson's company name? I'm at Custom Commodities. We need a promoter for that railroad. We need a capital infusion for that railroad. And I believe we're on the verge of getting that done. So I'm looking for something exciting as it relates to that railroad in the next few months. Also possibly development of a yard over there in the Mount Vernon area around the Lowe's distribution area. Lots of untapped potential there. It just takes money, and NETEX does not have that money, but a third party in the form of a possibly a public-private venture to get that track improved. So again, not a whole lot of details here available for you right now, but I see some positive things happening in the near future that would be a significant shot in the arm for this area between Titus County and Greenville, for offering alternatives to trucking shipments. And the more we can utilize that railroad, the better. NETEX has also expressed interest to Luminate in the desire to certainly save that track that once hauled coal. But there's a lot of reshuffling going on amongst railroad companies with the loss of all that coal hauling revenue that may free up some other opportunities, we certainly hope. So anyway, after many years of serving on that entity without monies to do much, we're hoping to see a change coming about there. That's all I've got. Commissioner Riddle, I'll start on this end.
The bids, just everybody's busy. The lady from TAC, I talked to her, and she gave me the guy that prepared those papers for us.
For the hail damage.
The hail damage, and they we've had a couple of people. One person looked at it and said it was told David it was too high. I mean too low. He wasn't interested. That's Hefner. And then, but anyway, I told David. I said, well, we according to the lady at thing, I can go back to that adjuster that prepared those reports and say, hey, I got it. I need you to look at this over. What I can deal with him, and he'll negotiate. Apparently, I wasn't aware of that when Hefner told David that.
But so Hefner's looking at those figures and saying we can't do.
Yeah, they're not even close. Like for instance, he said I got $5,000 on the election office over here, and he got 20. He said no, 25,000. I mean, out of the ball, different stuff. Now that's just hear talk. Nobody said that. Castletop and the other guy, the big one, Hispanic name was. Anyway, they said they will come and bid, but look at it. But I haven't heard from them. I might need to ask them again.
Well, it may be Hefner's idea of what it takes, and that appraiser's idea may be two different things.
Sure.
Maybe Hefner's thinking about a complete new roof, and maybe that appraiser's talking about just some.
I'd like to get Hefner again before if we get some more bids, I see what we're talking about. Yeah, I'd like, but otherwise I haven't, they're just awful busy, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all on that.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fields?
I just wanted to reinforce Blackland Railroad, how important that is. That starts just the other side of Winfield, goes all the way to Greenville. Does it go through Doglegs around close to Commerce?
Oh, it goes, I think that's where it is.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, all that's going to be future growth, and if you don't have a cheap way to get your goods and services, or get goods in there and services, your goods that you have to leave out, to me, the railroad is the way to go. If you want cheap ways to get goods and services shipped, that's the way they've got. And I think, I'm glad to see them putting some money in it. It needs to be.
We're not there yet, but we've got some very interested players.
Of course, I have a very special interest in this college out here, because I got family and friends and people, a lot of people use that road out there, and I would like to see at some point in time, let's get that road widened and make it safer for people going out there.
Well, it is on TxDOT's plans here.
Well, I knew it was, I just was hoping it would be done sooner than later. I think it's a great project. Lots of kids go out there, and this county really benefits from the college being set here in Titus County. We have 3 counties supporting it, and we have kids from everywhere that go to school out there. So to me, I'm glad we're being considered for future development out there.
Well, and that would be just an addition of cash that would help us purchase the right-of-way and relocate the utilities, which we don't know what the cost is going to be. We've got $3.5 million in our fund to pay for that. We hope that will cover it, but more than likely it will not, since those estimates were done 15 years ago. Is that about right?
2004.
But we only put like
2004 is when we
like 2.5.
had
We got $1 million more than we had then, because interest is built up. But anyway, that's something I would like to see done in the future. Widen that road and straighten it, and the railroad, I think, would be a great asset going west of us for future growth, create jobs.
Well, and to attract new business here that could perhaps operate off of that line, which hooks up with other bigger railroads.
Now, once TxDOT, if they can give you some kind of a timeline, we could start buying that right.
They've given us a timeline. They've got to do their environmental study would be the first step, and then what'd they tell you?
They'll
Possibly
have a
start.
public hearing this.
Do we need to start buying the right away?
No, not yet. No, they'll spell all that out for us. The first thing will be a public hearing this fall over that project. At least that's what is scheduled, as a public hearing for this fall, and then probably environmental study, and then
After that, then we can start purchasing land.
Is this the HUD that's talking about?
well, what we're talking about right here is just the college road. That's all we're talking about.
1735.
So as far as railroad work, they was included putting the HUD in there here, too. So that's going to do it.
We're talking about 2 different subjects here. One, we're talking about TxDOT widening our college road, and then we're talking, that was a net RMA project under consideration for money. NETEX, not to be confused with net RMA, has to do with Blacklands Railroad, which starts in Winfield and heads to the west. Anything else?
No, Judge, that's it.
You want to mention to them the schedule we talked about on the budget hearing and stuff?
Yeah, we are going to begin our budget workshops. Carolyn's getting ready to send out letters to department heads. It'll be a couple of weeks earlier than it has been in the past. We'll start in early July on those workshops.
Update on the shop, we've got the maintenance shop inside where the guys are. We got it painted. We got the lunchroom. We got it painted. The bathroom. We got it. We like where the sign machine is, and we'll be through with that whole inside there. And then they want to do the wall on the outside. So it's just cost us.
What do you mean do the wall?
Well, they said something because the outside wall is they'll do something with it because it's just a plain sheetrock, and try to get it where it'll paint it and put some 1x4s down the seams where it would look nice and keep it not coming off. Okay. But it's all it's costing us right now is just the paint. Good. Have a guy out there. He comes. He has to have service, so he wants to paint. So we let him do the painting. So it doesn't cost us
doing his community service.
Right.
That's good. Thanks for watching over that. Jimmy?
I don't have anything, Judge.
All right. with a motion, we'll be adjourned.
Make a motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everyone.